Hey everyone, welcome back. It is that time again. Another Three Blind Mice Invitational for the month of September and the 73 Falcon XB. I never even heard of this car, let alone the casting. I don't know if it was actually a real production car or not. I'm sure somebody out there knows. But I procured one from, I believe I ended up getting this off of an eBay seller. And I was really looking forward to this because I was going to do some a different paint that I'm not used to doing. And I don't mean the actual paint itself, but taping off things. I think my first attempt at taping something off and doing lines and things was the Hall and Gas Invitational. So my intention on this was to do at least one racing stripe on this car. And I have to apologize because I lost footage of this build. I have no idea what happened. It's actually kind of hectic around here for a few weeks, and my video camera is also my still camera that I use to take photographs. And I think I may have juxtaposed one of the cards or something, but I lost the footage of me doing some of the prep work for the paint. So I apologize because I thought it would be cool to see at least the prep work. Because again, I don't normally move my camera around and point it at the spray booth when I'm actually painting anything. So I'm short on time here. It's only about a 17-minute video, which is actually I think a good thing. I'm trying to keep them at 20 minutes or so. So anyway, yeah, I apologize for the missed opportunity to see some of the technique for the taping and things like that. But I still have a finished product, and again, happy to be joining in these invitationals with everyone, and looking forward to seeing everybody's work as usual. And that's about it. But like I said, been hectic, and did a refi on a house. Some repaired stuff went down because of the hurricane we had out here a couple months ago. My garage roof got punctured by a nice tree limb. Um, just crazy stuff. So I think in the midst of all the things of having contractors and people in and out and a refi and um, things like that, I must have lost track of what I was doing. So I got the beef of the job here, and just going through the motions of cleaning up the posts, um, and then we'll get right into doing the tap situation, getting it ready for a screw. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that drill by now. That drill, very punny. But I hope everybody's doing well. I haven't posted anything since the last Three Blind Mice invitational, and I'm actually getting prepped for the winter around here, getting some things done. So hopefully I'll. I actually did film a bench video, like an interim video, but I never got around to posting it. I'll probably end up posting that soon. So I'm actually looking forward to the painted pink for October as well. So I hope everybody's doing well. And you can see a few cars there on the bench that are probably, they may or may not be in the works for another video. I can't say for sure, but one is the Hot Wheels van. I've got several of those vans lying around. Another was that white car is a Jaguar, or I forget what model it is. It's a super fast model, and I came across it at a flea market, and I scored it for $1. And then the one in front of it is a Hot Wheels. It's either a Pontiac, it's either a GTO or a Le Mans. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But those could be things you end up seeing in future videos. And we'll see. So here we are, just tapping the posts out, getting ready for a screw. Literally tapping. I try and tap out the extra metal that sometimes gets lodged when you're actually doing these tapping these posts. And that handle is seemed to be taking some abuse lately. I'm not sure if the pin vise, something's wearing out inside, so that might be um, another tool that needs to be replaced soon. I don't know. It's been giving me a little hassle. I do know that my cordless Wen Dremel tool didn't die on me, but the every time I'm using it now, when I put pressure on, if I have a wire wheel and I'm wire wheeling a vehicle, it dies. It just pretty much stops. It's like you can actually take your hand and stop it from spinning. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know if it's overuse or just a cheap product. But I ended up having to use my corded Dremel to polish this body up a little bit. So here's my little box of screws and getting two ready to make sure that they are tapped and ready for fastening when we're all done. And they're in. So they'll come out and go into our little box for finishing when we're done. And then the body gets ready for a nice dip in the paint stripper. It's actually time for me to refurb that jar. I think the effectiveness is the potency is wearing off. So we're gonna refill that with some fresh stripper soon. So she's going for the paint stripper bath, and I'll give it a nice roll around and put it in my little Rubbermaid container, Tupperware container, and put it to the side and let it sit overnight. This is new Krylon appliance epoxy. I was using the Rust-Oleum epoxy and the can failed. The nozzle clogged and started spitting paint all over the place, so I went to go get a replacement can and they did not have Rust-Oleum. And I tried the Krylon this time. The results are similar. So I think either one I will continue to use. I like to use them for the bottom of the casting. I may actually try and paint a full vehicle with it once and see how that goes. So there's my corded Wen brand Dremel tool in action. This body had a lot of, I don't know if it was just my particular casting or if it ran through the entire series of these cars from whenever the castings were made, but a lot of flashing on it. Just needed to be cleaned up quite a bit, so I spent some time running the wire wheel through it, scribing some of the body lines back, and then ultimately using some sanding sticks and some files on it to try and get some of the imperfections that were just really annoying. I look at that kind of stuff and it gets under my skin, so I try to make the best effort. And here's some sanding sticks. I think I'd already used the files, so I got some sanding sticks in there and take some of those flashing points or flash from the casting and try and knock it down a little bit. Just take some extra prep work time. There's the files, a whole mess of them. So there was a little burr inside that wheel well. You can see it right there where my fat finger is. So just random. I try and find a file that I think will help knock it down. And these little files are essential, I think, for me anyway. You can use them in several different ways. So I'm just trying to knock down the burr on the inside of the wheel well. And basically clean the body up and keep some of these imperfections from showing up, because there's nothing like painting something, getting it all done, or at least you think you're done, and something rears its ugly head. So I ended up finding a cool set of real riders in my bucket O rider wheels that I have, and oddly, the wheels helped me make a paint selection for the color to paint this car, and you'll see in the final reveal and the assembly why did the wheels have an effect on the color. So and I also managed the wheels that I did find. I did not need to adjust. They actually fit perfectly, and totally got lucky. And sometimes you do. So I'm glad that I make those little investments when I find them on eBay, and I find guys that are selling, bulk lots of them. And I've got my last stash is getting kind of low. So we may be on the lookout for some more real riders real soon. So here's me just continuing to polish, sand, and do things to this casting and get it in shape. It needs to be in paint shape. It's always in the prep work. Always in the prep work. So spend a little extra time, get those files in there. Sometimes it's not always fun, especially in these little tiny spots. I mean, I'm lucky my hands aren't huge, so I get in there. And here we are, final assembly. Missing all my taping and prepping work. But as you can see, the main body of the car is green. And the reason it is green is because my real riders are actually, they're not red lines, they are green lines. So the body I used Tester's rattle can. I think it was emerald ice green. And I taped off the car, and I used the Quicksilver Chrome from Createx to make the initial stripe. And then once that dried, I went over it with Spectraflame Gold from the Redline shop. And then I used my American Automotive Clear that I rant and rave about all the time. And that's how I finalized the body or the paint. I left the interior stock black. I painted the base of the car with the Krylon appliance black. And then chrome pen on the rear fascia, and Createx blood red for the rear taillights. And then some chrome pen in the front grille, and some basic white paint for the interior headlights of that grille. And I left the outer headlights green. I wasn't sure where I wanted to go with it, so I just left it alone. I may go back and do a touch on them. But I liked the bottom kind of murdered out like that with the black. I was actually thinking about leaving the bumpers black, but I thought it kind of clashed with the 70s tone of the green and the gold. That's definitely a 70s paint job right there. Green and gold. They did a lot of funky colors with like coppers and some other colors like that back in the day. So she's a full roller. She's mean and green and lean and green with the green red lines or the green lines and the deep dish caps. And one little booger in my clear coat there that I didn't buff out. But I wanted to keep it simple too. Just give it a simple paint job. And getting that stripe on that rear spoiler was a real pain in the ass. Getting that paint in there. Pardon my French. But there she is. And here we are on our rotisserie going for a spin. So sorry for the lost footage, guys, but I have to do a better job of keeping track of things. Hopefully life is a little less hectic coming up. And that's it. 3 blind mice for September. 73 Falcon XB in emerald ice green and a nice Spectra Flame gold stripe. So that's it for right now, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and looking forward to Paint It Pink for October and starting over for the next 3 Blind Mice announcement, whenever that is, unless we're going right into January. I'm not sure. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave comments, and check out everybody else's video for this month's invitational. Thanks for watching. See you soon.